animatic department, and they use the Macintosh OS X to create little movies that show me exactly what I'm going to be ultimately turning into the grand movie. And now here's Dan to tell you more about that.
Great. As George said, my name is Dan. I work at Skywalker Ranch, and I'm working on episode 2. And today I'm here to show you how we've created over 4,000 shots for Star Wars Episode 2 using the Macintosh with OS X, Maya, and After Effects. Pre-visualization, the typical tools of pre-visualization are storyboards, production paintings, excellent for being able to tell whether or not your story is going to work in the end. For Episode 2, we wanted to take that a whole new notch up and give George an incredibly new, advanced tool to tell his stories well before post-production ever begins. The first thing I'd like to show you today is Maya running on Mac OS X. This is a pretty simple project. It's a shot that you may recognize from the trailer. I'm just going to scrub through this. Wireframe. Pretty simple stuff. Let's bump that up one notch to flat shaded. Now, this is the way you'll see animatics done for most feature presentations if you care enough to look at the DVDs of any movie out there today. In fact, on the Episode 1 DVD, you'll see animatics that were done as flat-shaded QuickTime movies. Again, excellent for telling your story. You can tell whether or not things are working. It's a giant leap. For Episode 2, we wanted to take that well beyond. With Maya on OS X, we are able to go fully textured mode. We're going to go fully lit mode. So now not only does George have the tools to tell whether or not the shot is working, but he can also tell mood, feel. He can tell all the things and answer all the questions that need to get answered before costly post-production ever starts. What if he changes his mind? He's prone to do that occasionally. The opening shot of the movie, I did 20 different revisions of it. That's where After Effects comes in. We try to work smart, we try to work very fast. 4,000 shots. It's a lot to do. We render in layers. I'll build this up in After Effects 5.5 for you on OS X. We have the hero layer, we have traffic, we have our background. At any time, George could change any of this. He may not like the traffic, wants it to go a different direction, he may want to change the ship. No problem. We render it out of Maya as a single layer. It's much faster than actually doing the entire thing. Drop it into After Effects, add any special effects we need to, explosions, laser bolts, you name it. I'll scroll through this a little bit for you. There's our shot in After Effects for OS X. It's the marriage between these two applications that's so wonderful. Let me play the final movie for you. This is running in QuickTime. You may recognize that from the trailer. It's the marriage between these two applications that's so excellent on a single platform. OS X, Maya, After Effects. It enabled us to do over 4,000 shots. To give you some perspective, 1,800 of those will actually appear in the movie. It's an incredible tool for George to pick apart what he does and does not like before post-production starts. I'll be at the Alias Wavefront booth all week. Please feel free to stop by and ask me any questions. Thank you very much, Steve.
Thank you, Dan. So I wanted to give you a sampling of some of the incredible stuff that's going on in Mac OS X. And most of it shipped in the last 3 months after 10.1. And in looking at this and looking at the progress we've made, we decided it's time. So starting today, all new Macs will boot up into OS X. Starting with the products introduced here today, they will boot up into OS X. It'll take us throughout the rest of the month to transition every product line. But going out of January, every machine will boot up into OS X. Of course, 9 will still be on the disk, so you can run your 10 apps, or run your 9 apps in classic mode from 10, or even switch the boot up back to 9 if you choose. But all the machines are going to come with Mac OS X as the boot up default OS. So, we're very, very pleased with the progress we're making on OS X. In the last 90 days, we're just going to get those remaining apps shipping, and I think we will complete our transition in that 12-month window. So Mac OS X. Now, I'd like to move on to one of the major topics today, the digital hub. We introduced the Digital Hub here at Macworld San Francisco 1 year ago. And it's a strategy. And that strategy is that personal computers will be the center or digital hub of our new digital lifestyle. Well, what do we mean by this? What is our new digital lifestyle? Well, we are now surrounded by some amazing digital devices. Digital camcorders, which take stunning video. DVD players, which play stunning video on our televisions, and are now in about 1 out of every 3 American households. Portable MP3 players, where we can take our whole music library with us wherever we go. And digital cameras that are revolutionizing photography. And we believe that the computer is going to become the center of this new lifestyle and using all these amazing digital devices. We think the computer is going to become the center, the digital hub of these devices. Now, let's take a look at them. You can separate them into 2 categories today. The first category are those devices that are dramatically enhanced with a Mac as their hub. So you can take your hour and a half of camcorder footage that you'll never watch again because it's so boring, and with iMovie make it into a 3-minute movie that you'll watch over and over and over again. And then with iDVD you can burn a DVD that you can send to your friends and family that they can watch over and over again on their DVD player. And so the camcorder and the DVD player can be dramatically enhanced with a Mac at the center as the digital hub. But now let's look at the other half of the devices. They are not even useful without a computer at the center. What do you do with an MP3 player without a computer? How do you get the music onto it? What do you do with a digital camera without a computer at the center? How do you get the pictures off and where